Hi everyone, welcome to my 7th shout out. Let's give this a go. Just a quick update first on the health situation with me. The last few days have been an absolute nightmare. The nasty medication that I was taking has really not agreed with me at all. I expected to have some form of diarrhea, but sorry to be so blunt with it, but this has been on a different level. It's almost been like, I've lost every shred of liquid in my body. It's like turning a tap on every time I go to the toilet. I felt nauseous and a bit dizzy, and it's not been nice at all. I went to see the cardiologist yesterday, and he's going to take me off those tablets. Those tablets were only there as a precautionary measure to lessen the chances of the pericarditis returning. So it's not a problem to come off them, but it just means I've got more chance of it coming back, which fingers crossed, I hope that it doesn't. I'm still on the painkillers, still on quite a high dosage to take down the swelling in the sac around the heart. So hopefully that's going to work. And the cardiologist has given me the all clear to fly to Portugal next week, so I'm really happy about that because I didn't want to let my wife down on that score. She wouldn't have minded. Obviously my health is more important, like I said before, but I'm just so happy that we can go. So now my main focus is to get well and get better before we go to Portugal next week. The cardiologist says that I need to take it easy for the next 3 months. I can't do anything too strenuous. I can't do any sports, which that's not a problem for me, but I have to watch what I'm doing. He said I can go in the sea and I can lightly swim and float and stuff. Obviously I can't go madly swimming, but hopefully it'll be alright and we'll have a great time. I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for all the nice comments and all the well wishes. I really love you guys for that. Thanks for the support. And I'm okay, I'm getting better. I just feel really weak at the moment. So I've been doing the pictures for this video in like 10-minute spurts and trying to get it put together. So hopefully it's going to be okay. But please bear with me. And I'll try and catch up with everyone as soon as I can. I haven't been on the internet really for 5 days properly. So I'll try and catch up with you all soon. Right, the first artist I've got for you this week is the Painted Palette Life, and this is Denise Phillips. She was born in Durban in South Africa, and she's a married mother of 2. And in Denise's words, she says, although I've been painting since the early 90s, it's only after my father's death in 2016 that I had that moment. That moment where everything just falls into place. That was it for me. I realised I can just be me, be the artist who I want to be. Life is too short to waste, and that time is too precious to spend on conforming to others' ideals and ideas. I found freedom. She also plays in a band. That first painting that was up was a dog that she did on a beach, and this is an African painting that she did called Mama Africa, and I love the colours on this. So many colours and so vibrant and so alive. This one too, same sort of style. She did sort of a series of these, I think. And it's just, I love the fact a lot of artists have got this knack of painting rather loosely, but making it have so much depth and detail, and it looks so great. I really like that. This one reminds me of the Munch painting, The Scream. I really like that. This one's based on grief, and if you really look at this painting and look into it, there's so much to see, and it says so much, and it speaks volumes. And again, it's really well done, and I like the texture. I like the way she's put it together. This one is a series. She did a series of these sort of black and white ones with the red in. There'll be another one coming up later. I really like these. I just love the way that the 2 figures stand out because of that little bit of red. And again, the depth of the picture is really good. The perspective's done really well, as it is with this one as well. This is a forest. These are all old paintings, by the way. Palette knife as well. I haven't used a palette knife on an actual painting myself. I think I might have once. I can't quite remember, but I did use the palette knife for mixing my paints on the palette, obviously. And it's such a great feeling to mix those paints with that palette. It's such a lovely feeling. So yeah, it's sort of stress relieving. This one I really love as well. It's a sort of an expressionist painting. Obviously 2 dancers, and it's so vibrant again, and it says so much. There's so much movement in there, The light on the figures is really well done as well. This next one is, you know, I find myself sitting and just looking at this and thinking to myself, what is it saying? What's it trying to say? What's it do? And I think any painting that does that has achieved its goal. This one, I really love the texture on this. You can really see the palette knife at work in this. I think that's fantastic. The rocks are so well done and the sky is brilliant, and I like the waves at the front as well. It's not an easy thing to use, a palette knife. It really is quite a difficult tool to use. And this is another one out of the series, the black and white series with the red in. I love the fact that if you walk up the path to the top of the building, you can see the other figure, the little red figure at the top. And again, I like just sitting and looking at these because it's you find something new every time. So yeah, can you please support Denise Phillips, because she's a great artist and seems like a lovely person. You can also check out, she sings in a band and she's got a lovely voice as well. She seems like a really nice person, my kind of person. I like the fact to not conforming to others' ideals and ideas myself too. So please go and check her out, give her your support and subscribe to her channel. Make her day. Right, the next artist is Harvey Art. Now this artist I used to know as Art X, and just the week I chose to do, she changed her name, which I'm quite glad of actually, because I didn't realise until I looked into it to do this piece that Eve is 14 years old. She's a self-taught 14-year-old artist from the British Virgin Islands, and now hopefully I can sort of offer some advice to Eve through this now. And I'd just like to say thank you for your support first of all. And I've seen her on a lot of the artists in the community. I've seen her commenting on a lot of videos. She puts a lot of time and effort into it, and I think she really supports a lot of us. So thank you for that, Eve. This is a little dog that she did. She does a lot of these drawings for a sketchbook. This is Tigger. She uses coloured markers. I think she uses coloured pencils as well. She does a lot of pencil work. But the thing I love about Eve is if you look back at her early work, you can check her out on Instagram as well and look at her early work on YouTube. You can see that she's really improving, and for 14 years old I find it amazing. This is a cartoon cat that she did, and I'm going to talk a bit about the reason why I think she's improved. Some of these drawings they were taken at 35 minutes or 40 minutes. This is a marshmallow DJ, and I really like the idea behind that. I think that's really cool, and she's done that really well. Now, yeah, she was doing some of these drawings in 35 or 45 minutes, and then you can see it in some of the pictures a bit later that she started to take her time a bit more. And you know how I feel. You all know how I feel about taking your time. This is one she did of Chucky from the horror film. That's quite well done. I like that. She took a little bit more time on this one. Now, all I can say to you, Eve, is I've noticed one thing about your drawings, and what's really improved in your drawings is your perspective. You're really starting to get things to look like they should, like they're in the right place. Some of your earlier portraits, you know, things were a little uneven, it looked a bit rushed, but now it seems like you're taking your time a bit more, everything's in perspective. Like this dog, for instance, everything's in the right place. Maybe just needs a bit more defining with the shading. Go a little bit darker. Don't be afraid to go dark, because this is what will define your drawing. This is what will give it the depth. You've got the perspective, you've got the right positioning of things, your shading is great, and your pencil work is good. So if you take the next step, like you have with this one a little more, to go a bit darker, can you see how much better this picture is because of the dark areas that you've put in? How much more depth it's got? Excuse me. Yeah, so I think that's the way to go for you. Slow down your work, take your time, and instead of maybe taking 4 or 5 hours on a drawing, maybe try and stretch it out. And a lot of people will say, well, doing it slower doesn't make it better, but by doing it slower and slowing it down, it means that you're spending more time on more specific areas and little areas. So you're spending more time on detail, and these little areas will all come together for the main piece. This is a golden retriever that she did, and you can see that she's improving all the time. So She hasn't got a large body of work that I can put up yet, but I will be featuring Eve again in the future. So please get over there and let's get her over the 500 subscribers. She's on 390 at the moment. Uh, Go and support her. Go and subscribe to her because she does a lot for our community support-wise. And that was Harvey Art. And my next artist, is Jessica Matheney, Fine Art. Well, what can I say about Jessica? She does pet portraits and wildlife art. She uses pencil and coloured pencil. She does tutorials and tips videos and on tools and techniques, and she blows me away. She's a top artist, really really good artist. And what gets me, she's only got 84 subscribers. So some of my followers, you need to get onto her and give her your subscription and give her your support because she deserves it. She's a fantastic artist. This first one is a Springer Spaniel. It's a 14 by 17 inch drawing that she did in graphite, and yeah, well, it speaks for itself. The detail is amazing. I love the ears, I love the fur, the darkness. Where I was talking to about Eve, look at the depth, you know, the darks around the side of the face and at the bottom of the ears. Absolutely perfect. This is another dog that she did, a Labrador, and this took her 15 hours. So if you're looking at this, Eve, and a lot of other beginning artists, 15 hours work on this, you can see that she took her time, you know, as opposed to getting halfway through a drawing in an hour's time. You know, she'll probably take an hour on one of the eyes. So, and you can see that by doing this, and also not being afraid to go dark, especially in this drawing, she's getting a really good outcome. She's getting the outcome that she desires. It takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of skill, and you have to have a talent. But going back to you, Eve, I think you have got the talent. So if you work on it and slow down and work like Jessica is here, you know, you can improve, and I think you'll be a great artist. Yeah, going back to Jessica now, wow, what a fantastic drawing. I absolutely love this, and I should imagine that she's getting plenty of commission work. This is a horse in coloured pencil, and I mean, again, absolutely fantastic. The skin, the texture of the skin, the fur on the chest, the pelt, everything is just perfect. The eye, you know, reflections in the right place, and the nose and the mouth is absolutely stunning. The background has also been really done well. It's a really nice dark. I don't know whether Jessica has blended in the background or just done layers or both, but it certainly works. This is a bald eagle that she did, and this was the first thing that drew me to Jessica's work. This is the first thing I saw by her, and I followed the progress of it on Instagram. And I love this, it's fantastic. I like the way she's done the background, sort of blurred. It almost looks airbrushed, which is great. And that's a really hard thing to achieve with coloured pencils. I think I did it on or tried it on my Pennywise the Clown Stranger Things mashup, and believe me, it's not easy. Now, talking about time, this is really time consuming. Doing a coloured pencil portrait like this, even though it's not a really large size, I mean, it's big enough. You can see the size through Jessica's hand on the picture there. Even though it's not a massive size, the detail is incredible, and this takes a lot of layers and a lot of patience and a lot of concentration. And I think she's managed it really, really, really well. It's fantastic. And as we get to the bottom part of the drawing here, excuse me, the feathers, the detail in the feathers is really, really fantastic. Now, a lot of artists, me included when I first started out, it's quite easy to do that head and get the detail in the head and be really satisfied with that, but then move on to the feathers and sort of get impatient and want to finish it and want to rush forward, and then the feathers don't end up looking right. So you've got this great head, but then the feathers don't really fit the rest of the picture. But Jessica hasn't done that. She's maintained her concentration, she's maintained the effort, and she's kept it, you know, she's worked on the detail and kept it slow, and done it properly and took her time, and it looks fantastic. I mean, that's a top level artist, believe me, that is amazing work. Now, she primarily does animals, but she's talking about moving on to humans as well in the future. And like I said, she's only got 84 subscribers, which absolutely defies belief. She deserves a lot more. This is a tutorial, I believe, this picture that she did, a fur tutorial. So please go and check that out. Please go and check out her channel. And please, my followers, please go and give her your support. Please subscribe to her. That's Jessica Matheney Fine Art. And right, at the end of my video now, I'm going to sign off and I'm going to leave you with one of the artists who I've featured before and one of the prominent figures in our community and a person I've got a lot of time for. And there's a few of you artists in our community who I think I would actually get on with and be friends with if I knew them in real life properly. And Hope is one of those people. I really like her. I think she's a really nice person and she deserves every bit of credit that she gets because she's a great artist. She's very diverse. She paints, she draws, coloured pencils, markers, she crafts stuff, she makes stuff. I think she's a really nice person. So please, if you haven't already seen Hope's work, please get over to Hope as well and support her. The descriptions, the links for all the artists will be in my description. And I've made it to the end of this video without having to rush to the toilet, which is major for me. Again, thanks for all your support, guys. Thanks for all the lovely well wishes. I'm going to Portugal, but I'm going to schedule a video to go up, whether it be a drawing, if I can finish it, the one I'm working on, whether it be another shout out. I've also got a video that I might use that explains how I pack and how you can unpack prints from the tubes that I send them in. So I hope all you guys are okay. I hope you all have a lovely week and I'll speak to you all soon. Ta-ra.